Hello, YouTube. I don't know if we are live. It says you're live, but I don't know if that's true. Okay. Which is great. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's M.A.D.D.Y. I don't know. I tried doing this on Twitch so badly, but I could not do it because either it's with Twitch or my computer. So, yeah. Today? I'm gonna watch The Drown Man. I've watched a little bit of it because I was doing it on Twitch. So I will replay some of it. And I want to point out something that I said over in Twitch, but probably no one could hear because it was like all like jaded and not even working. So I am on my iPad reacting to it because I don't know how to screen share on YouTube. I only know how to do it on Twitch. So if you want to go play along with me, you may do so. If I have to, I'm going to show you something when it comes up, and I'll show you, and I'll show you on my iPad. I'll like bring my iPad up and show it to you like this. It might not be the best quality. Might not be the best stream. Probably no one's gonna listen or gonna watch, but like no one's watching because no one's watching. So, hi. All right. Starting The Drowned Man, Chapter 1 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, wait, the sound's not on. Hold on.
State your name for the record.
Wade Barnes,
Where were you born?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Where do you live?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
How long has the demon been plaguing you?
Demon, spirit, poltergeist. Whatever it was, it all started 2018, sometime late February, and it was almost exactly midnight. Molly and I were pulling into the driveway after 27 hours of being on airplanes, and we were just so excited to get home. And as we pulled in the driveway and the clock struck 12, we noticed our front door on the ground in front of the house, laying on the sidewalk.
Okay, this is what I want to show you, just very quickly. Okay, you see this man's fit, right? Look at this man's fit. Okay, notice the jacket, the sweater, and the sunglasses. Okay, just have that picture in your head, right? And notice how he talks, real quick.
Bringer of life, now the bringer of death, and the recipient of.
Okay. Notice how he talked and how he's dressed, right? Just hang on. Just amuse me for one moment.
Oh. Oh, it never gets any easier. But that's what makes it so fun. Every time is a new experience. Always grisly. Always horrible.
This is in Heist with not in Heist. So this is in with Space in Markiplier Part 2 when you pick the horror aspects and you have a murder with Markiplier. You see this man. Same uniform, like same fit, the sweater, the jacket, even the sunglasses. But these sunglasses are more tainted, right?
Please don't do this! I have many kids! And almost all of them need me. Oh, it never gets any easier. But that's.
Now, do not tell me this does not look. Damn it.
The light fixture was pouring out water.
does not look like this man. They are literally the same thing. Now, I don't know if this was intentional, if he meant to do this, but Markiplier, if you're watching this, I see you. I never seen this series before. Probably because I was doing something when it was just like when was this, like September 20th, 2019. I was probably in school when this came out, and it probably went over my head, and I never saw the light of day again because I was either September. That was like almost during finals in the senior semester, so I really had to like go down on my education. So like YouTube was like a side thing, not only as like a career, but like as just watching YouTube. So I'm just gonna say, I see you, Mark. That's all I'm gonna say. I see you. So let's continue, shall we? 1 minute, 5 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
A simple fate. For whether by his own volition or by the cruel hand of fate, the demon of aquatic nature has entered into his home. And now we must tell the story. But it's very important for you to know that every word of this story is true.
I believe it's true.
And it all happened to one very unlucky individual. This is the story of the drowned man.
We were so tired, our first thought was, we'll deal with it tomorrow. So we went to sleep and just hoped that we were safe. Our best guess as to what happened, I mean, we had a lot of thoughts cross our minds. Did someone try to break into the house?
Probably not.
Did the wood just rot away? But our biggest suspicion was that it was a storm. So, I mean, after the front door, we didn't get it fixed right away. We still don't fully have it fixed. But the rest of the year, we had a couple things crop up that week, that month. As the summer progressed into fall, the stopper in the sink didn't work. We had to have the toilet on the main floor fixed. We had to replace the kitchen faucet because there was a drip under the faucet, the first to drip in the house. But it wouldn't be the last. The water heater went out. We had to get that replaced. Sediment started pouring into the tub upstairs. Just all kinds of little things that just added up and added up and added up and left us thinking maybe this was something more than bad luck or typical house maintenance.
Now, I'm going to pause you there because you said sediment was coming out of your tub so casually, as if that was normal.
With the amount of problems we've had, especially wet water, leaking, dripping, flowing, flooding, I don't know.
Would you say that the sediment looked a bit like blood?
I don't know that I would say that. No.
You said that the tub flowed out pink water.
Yeah, but
Was
that
it
doesn't
because there
mean
was
blood.
in the water?
No, it could have been like tie-dye or
I think
something.
it was a bath bomb, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can't rule it out.
It's not confirmed, Mark.
Paint
not
a
blood.
picture of everything starting from, and I quote, 12:55 a.m. when you finished your D&D stream.
It's pretty typical that we'd finish up between 12:50, 1:10 a.m. We'd wrap up right in that time frame. 12:55, we officially ended the stream, and normally we stay in the call and just chit chat a bit to make sure we're all going to be there next week, etc., etc. But as soon as we ended the stream, and I kind of kicked back, I heard a noise. I didn't know what it was, so I told everyone in the call to give me a moment. And I stood up and I took a step out of my office. And what I saw confused me. The air vent in the ceiling was dripping. didn't think that was very normal. It's like, okay, is it because of the AC unit? No.
Probably.
No, this was January 31st in Cincinnati of 2019. This was the coldest night we had had the entire year, with wind chill temperatures down to -6. So why was there water in the air vent? And then past the air vent is a window. That window had water running down. Oh, it must be raining. But the water's running on the inside. I walked over to it. The wall was popped out.
Did it look a bit like a vein? Something that would carry blood?
Based on the picture,
technically,
yes.
the way it was puffed out, yeah, like if you're flexing a muscle and your vein kind of sticks out, it kind of had that look to it.
Did you check it for a pulse?
No, I didn't think to do
Why
that.
would
I
you
ran up the
do
stairs, and it was even scarier up there. We used to have a light fixture that sat in front of our TV. The light fixture was pouring out water.
Oh no. Oh, that's not
Our
good.
ceiling fan was spinning and was pouring out water.
That also does not look
Was
good.
the fan dripping blood?
Why are you so fixated on the blood part?
I can't say I stared at what the fan was dripping out, but if I had to make a guess, I would say it was probably
Water.
water. Our coffee table was covered in water. Our floor was soaked in water. And then I remembered that Molly had told me she was going to take a bath that night. And everything froze, and my heart dropped. And the only thought I had was that my wife had drowned. The tub was overflowing, and I had to go stop the tub, and I was going to have to figure out how to deal with losing my wife. And I panicked. I screamed her name.
I already saw this
I ran
part,
up those stairs
but
faster
it
than
got
I
me.
ever have or ever will again. And I ran into the bedroom.
But
But
Molly's fine now, so it's like, even if I didn't see this and Molly wasn't like a Parkway's life, I was like, aww.
And thankfully, she was standing there with headphones in her ears. She was watching a live stream on her phone or iPad, but the tub was draining. The shower had pink water rising, and then the panic of thinking that something had happened to Molly went away, but then the panic of trying to save our house began.
She takes a picture, and in that picture is this ET.
This place. I can feel it. Something bad happened here, didn't it? Especially from this area here. I'm getting the sense that someone tried so hard and yet everything fell apart around them.
Does this still have something to do with the house and the ghosts?
Yes, but maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you.
How'd you get in?
The door was open. It was kind of on the ground. Anyway, ghosts.
Yeah. Okay.
I hear you have a haunting.
I wouldn't say that it's...
Shut up. Is this where it started?
Yeah, I was sitting right here whenever I heard the noise that ended up being the dripping.
This chair has no lumbar support. Anyway, what did you hear?
It sounded like the plastic ruffling around, like maybe the cat was down here playing with the plastic.
But what was it, Billy? Did you investigate?
Yeah.
Show me. Reenact it. Relive it. I'm sorry if it pains you.
Okay.
More pain.
This air vent just had water flowing from it. There's plastic here, and the water was just dripping onto the plastic and seeping into the floor.
Water.
The window there had water pouring down.
The window had water. You know what? There's water inside of it.
Ice?
Blood.
No.
You can smell it.
Can you smell blood?
Kill it now. The light. It's on. There we go. Can you feel it?
A little chilly.
But it's the middle of summer. Why would it be so chilly?
We're in the middle of some basement with air conditioning on.
It's cold.
Something unnatural happened here.
So at this point, we knew we had to mitigate the damage. We had to stop whatever was happening the best we could. So we grabbed towels from the bathroom, we grabbed towels from the laundry room, we grabbed blankets, we grabbed anything we could find to help soak up water. We stopped the tub from draining. We tried to soak up the water on the floor in the bathroom. We tried to catch the water pouring out in the basement. We tried to dry off the window. But it seemed like no matter what we would do, the water would not stop. If I had a light on, I'd be able to see a little bit better, but
No, it's really dark.
we still have a crack because they didn't replace the drywall down here. So I think it's right above me, but
I can't see her turn the light on.
You just.
All right.
You know what? Never mind.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, there's a line right here.
Yeah, why not? You didn't get it fixed by professionals, did you? I sense more bad drywall here. More water damage. More water.
It's kind of
This
obvious.
was the other drywall ended up being replaced.
Show me.
Third time.
Okay.
Want this light on?
No, turn it off. Save energy. Look, there's a light on in your office. You're just gonna leave it on. No, I'll turn it off. No,
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
I've got it.
Okay.
Your computer's on there too.
I was working right before you, but
You know how much energy people waste every year for no reason? Why was this light on here when we came down here?
so we could.
See when you
Go
go back up the stairs.
Oh, that was so. Never mind.
It's just. Okay. Never mind.
People were still on that.
But you just. Oh my god.
The ceiling fan was pouring, the light fixture was pouring, and while there was being caught, I was on the phone for 2 or 3 hours trying to get somebody to help. There was nobody. The plumbers told me they could be there within an hour and a half, but it took much longer. And all the while we sat there watching our lives washed and drowned away. Ceiling in here, basically,
There was water here.
yeah, that's what I was
You
saying.
was
There
gonna
was water
say.
right here. Rivers of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
was
fan.
about to say that.
There used to be a light fixture that sat right here, poured out water here, all over the floor, poured out water from the fan.
What happens when water suddenly gushes in places it shouldn't gush?
I
Gets
don't
things wet.
know.
Damages.
You're learning. But what else?
I just.
Destroys stuff that's not meant to be wet.
No. It means a baby's on the way.
Are we done? I need to talk to my wife.
I'm thinking that your house is a gateway for some greater evil to be born into this world.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were telling me my wife was pregnant.
That'd be a weird way to find out.
I can't rule that out.
Greater evil also doesn't sound good, though. That's like the second worst thing you could have told me.
That's the
The
second.
worst thing would be
Your-
baby.
I mean, right now, like,
Cancer,
the house cost a lot to fix.
nuclear war,
Poverty.
I wanted to pay for that.
climate change. That doesn't bother you?
I feel like
COVID?
you do pay for that? Is that their tax?
You don't need to keep paying to solve some problems are solved. I do not pay.
Um.
You're not going to charge me anything for this, are you?
Of course I am. So you shut off the main water line, and water was still pouring.
Yeah, that told me that. It sounds stupid, but that told me that either it was a drainage pipe or something unexplainable was going on.
Now, all things considered, it seems like something that could happen to anyone. Everyone's had a pipe burst in their house. Everybody's had some leak somewhere. Everybody's had a tub overflow. Despite all the weirdness, this seems fairly normal.
And that's what we thought too. We thought everything was normal and this was just a horrible accident. Again, it was -6 degrees wind chill outside. Maybe one of the pipes burst that was trying to drain the water from the tub, and that didn't explain the water coming back out through the shower. The next best thought we had, and the plumber that eventually showed up at not at 3 a.m., not at 4 a.m., not at 5, not 6, but after 7 in the morning,
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. 14:18. Okay, I'll be right back. My phone just notified me that my sensor is not reading my Descom thing. It's just health stuff. I gotta deal with some health stuff real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that situation. So I'm also live in Relief Network. Thank you so much. Pennsylvania officials have been counting ballots all day. The sixth Republican primary race remains too close to call. Trump endorsed chief of selling that the cause is hanging on to sleep over former hedge fund executive David McCormick. Also, the local radio show Thursday that he expects counting to be done in a day or two. Thanks to marketing will be so small, automatic lead counting. The Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot is looking into a tour given by Republican lawmakers day before the deadly insurrection. Dennis Ryan Nobles has the details from Washington. The January 6th Select Committee once again has a clear discussion that a Republican member of Congress looking for more information than they believe that a key part of their investigation. This time it's Congressman Barry Louder of Georgia. They want to know more about a tour that Louder made on January 5th, the day before the insurrection at the Capitol. And this tracks back to an accusation that was made by Congressman Mikey Sherrill in the African organization, where she alleged that she saw members of Republican Congress getting towards the Capitol, and she described those tours as reconnaissance tours. Now, Cheryl has never provided any evidence of that, and the Republicans have been very critical of her calling that out. And Biden, for the first time, has identified as someone who potentially may have been given one of those tours. Now, a lot of them pushed back on this accusation today. In a statement, he said she speaks with families with young children, even though a number of their member of Congress and House office building is now a suspicious report of reconnaissance tour. Family never entered the Capitol building. The Select Committee is once again pushing a verified and false narrative that Republicans conducted reconnaissance tours on January 5th. Republicans are now asking for the Capitol Police to release the video in question here, something that Republicans asked several weeks ago, but now the Capitol Police have given the authorization to do so. But it's clear this video is actually indicating the Select Committee. The question is, do they make it part of the public hearing? And then 7 years of age. Now we're running over 50 years. For a person that's running marathon, you're not getting enough sleep. You're going to have some issues.
My dad is extremely obsessed with the sleep number 360 smart bed. If I can look at my dad's insights, and I get a peace of mind knowing that he's focusing on his rest.
I feel more energetic. I want to keep moving on faster. Focus factor is a clinically shown to improve concentration and focus. It improves verbal learning and short-term memory by 44%. So get your focus factor.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. Oh, okay. In 2 hours, my discount will be online. Okay. Oh, boy. All right, 4:18. 3, 2, 1, go.
When the plumber finally got there, and the ceiling fan had quit dripping, but not the light.
Oh.
The light still poured.
Oh, God.
He cut the holes in the ceiling in the basement, the holes in the walls, and he got into those pipes, and he did his best assessment. What he could tell me was, your house is wet, and we don't know why. So at the very least, the only thing that got resolved that night was the water finally stopped pouring out of the ceiling, but the plumber couldn't tell us what happened. So the next day,
That's frustrating.
after 3 hours of sleep,
3 hours?
I got up and called another plumber, who came out after an hour or two, and he found another place to cut a hole in the wall in the basement. He took one of those snakes with a camera on the end and put it in the pipe, went all the way up to the T-junction that connects the shower and the tub, all the way down from the pipe to the sewage line, and found nothing. No sign of it freezing, no sign of it clogging, no sign of it being dirty. This is where they put the snake in. They went all the way up to check the T-junction pipe where those two connected, and then all the way back down to where this drains into the sewer. Called another plumber. He came in, put a snake up the pipe, put a snake down the pipe, all the way up to where the shower and the tub are, all the way down to the sewage line, pulled the thing back out, and basically looked at us and said, no sign of a clog, no sign that it was frozen. Something went wrong, but I don't know what. At that point, I wasn't thinking of what could possibly be haunting the house. I was just thinking of saving it.
Did you say?
I don't know.
You would think that his story would end there, but no. Just because people didn't know what the problem was didn't mean that the problem wouldn't continue. Not for mere weeks, not for mere months, but nearly a year of suffering at the cruel hand of fate. A watery demise to be buried in a watery grave. And so Wade suffered. And he suffered. And he suffered. And just when he thought he could suffer no more, fate learned to be even more cruel.
To be continued.
Oh, ye cruel fate! Won't you have mercy on this poor man's soul? Nay, fate says. Fate does not smile unless it is a cruel smile. And you may be asking yourself, how can I help this poor man in this incredibly unbelievable and yet entirely true story? How can
He's
I
indicating that it's really
Well, you
true.
can't.
So
But what you
that
can
makes
do
me
is
question.
immortalize the suffering forever in this commemorative t-shirt design, showcasing
Okay, this
his
is just
peak
him,
moment.
like, selling stuff. Okay. Chapter 2. Let's go through this.
Conch, Medusa,
Helix. If you want to get it pierced,
get it pierced. Banter, because you say so.
Why you leaving me this time? Leaving now. You're the only one.
all the delivery, no delivery fees. Dash Pass.
State your name for the record.
Wade Barnes, February 2018, the door blows off the hinges. stops. Something
Damn.
unexplainable was going on. It never stops. Is Molly dead? I ran up those stairs faster than I think I ever have or ever will again. Dripping in the basement, dripping down the window. Dripping never stops.
Something unnatural happened here.
Ceiling fan pouring out water. At that point, I wasn't thinking of what could possibly be haunting the house. I was just thinking of saving it. It's not natural here.
So your house, gateway for some greater evil to be born into this world.
We thought that it was all over. What Molly and I didn't know was that the real nightmare was just beginning.
What can he do? Where can he go from here? Who can he turn to for help? Is it possible that no one is around to help him? Oh, yes, more possible than you think. But the story doesn't end just because no one is around to hear it. The story continues. The cruelty continues. The watery demise continues. And it shall continue until every mote of hope is washed away.
The drowned man.
Night of January 31st into the day of February 1st, all of the damage was done. Water mitigation company was sent out. We thought was going to fix everything. They brought in fans to dry out the ceiling. They punctured holes in the floor and put tubes in to dry out the walls. We thought, okay, they'll give it a few days, and then, maybe by the weekend, the following weekend, February 8th, they'll be in here to repair everything. February 8th came and went. February 15th, the 22nd, into March, all the way into April, with no help in sight until April 15th. Finally, salvation was at hand. Someone was here to put all of this behind us. Or so we thought. When they showed up, we felt their incompetence from the start. It was a little weird that they weren't replacing the drywall. Basically, the vibe I got was, well, anything could be fixed with enough mud.
Mud?
That didn't seem quite right. So
Like
true to their
mud?
word. Mud was the solution. They scrape it all along the seam, and they gave it a day to dry. They came back the next day with...
Pause at 22 minutes and 26. Like mud? Like dirt and water mud? Or like a different type of mud? Because I don't know what type of mud they're referencing. Let's just hope it's something that I'm not understanding and not actual mud. Because I don't think actual mud will help. Like, I'm not no carpenter, but I don't think that'll help. Just thought I'd pause to reflect on that.
a slightly bigger piece of metal, scraped it along the seam, gave it a day to dry. Now, I've been told this is standard procedure for how mudding works. The problem was
Doesn't sound right.
they were mudding bad drywall. All said and done, they wrapped up the final layer of mud on a Thursday, and then on Friday they came in and they sanded it down to the point where they could paint. And they told us Monday they would come in, they'd spend about 4 or 5 hours painting, and they'd be done. Finally, this would be done.
Or so you thought.
And then the cracks started forming. And on Monday morning, they showed up. They looked at the ceiling and the cracks in the ceiling, and they said, well, maybe it needs more mud. We gave up on this company being competent. We called some people that had already come to our house and worked on stuff in the past, and we told them what was going on. And the first thing they said was, did they replace the drywall? No, they didn't replace the drywall. So while we were waiting on the other company to be able to come in and help us, we had an event going on. Pivot.
So Gar and I and Marie and Ellie, we all arrived at Wade's house. I believe it was early Thursday morning. We got there before the whole rest of the group got there, and we were all there for Pivot.
May 17th, I believe, was the date. We had to call a plumber into the house because that toilet also would not flush.
We ended up using the restroom, and I noticed that the toilet got backed up. So I mentioned to Wade. I believe the next day the plumber ended up coming out. I believe he said it was something like a piece or some of the part of the chain inside the toilet wasn't fixed. Regardless, the plumber said that should all be good.
But that toilet and this house were far from done with us.
So I get there Friday evening, toilet's working fine, no issues again. I'm sleeping directly under this toilet.
May 18th, I found this out later. JP, who was staying with us, woke up, opens his eyes, stretches, looks at the ceiling, and says to himself, Is that yellow ring supposed to be call it? We decided to celebrate a good day out by watching scary stuff on TV. Top 5 horror this, top 5 haunted this. And as we wrapped up and all got ready for bed, JP turned on the light in his room. And not only was there a yellow ring on the ceiling, but the ceiling was sagging. And he said, "Oh yeah, meant to tell you about that earlier. Kind of forgot. But I think there's something wrong."
How do you forget something like that,
I
JP?
completely forget to tell him. Honestly, my bad on that. Probably should have told him.
So upon seeing
You're never going to my house ever again, JP. If that was me.
felt around the yellow portion to see if it was still dry or wet.
Wade's like on my air mattress trying to feel it, but he's only touching the outside.
JP decided to do the same thing, but instead of feeling around with his hand, he took a single finger.
Don't tell me.
And went right for the center.
No!
On his bed.
I go right for.
I'm no construction worker, nor plumber, nor anything that knows how of what happens if you have like a bulge on your ceiling and it's filled with water. I don't know what to do with that, but I know for a fact you don't poke it in the middle of it, because I think that's how water gets out of that hole, out of that pocket. So like, I haven't had much water damage in my time, but based on my comment says that. Sorry, I'm tired. It's 1:30 in the morning, so I should be tired. But based on my common sense that people say I don't have, that's not a good idea. If this guy ever comes to my house, he can kiss my door, because he is not entering my house if he like forgot to mention that there was water above him, and then tells me later that day, and not only pokes it in the middle, and probably makes it worse.
The middle, because that's just what I do. Water is just flowing out, and I am just sitting there taking it. I do not.
Why?
Life at that moment.
The house soiled all over him.
I feel bad for Wade.
Stood there.
I was probably standing there for easily like 10 seconds, just letting water flow on me.
All over his bed, all over all of his possessions. But thankfully, this time it
He
spared the
deserves it.
floor. So I guess there was a bright side for us, but not for poor JP.
No pity for JP.
JP was literally covered with shit.
It didn't smell terrible. I thought it was clean. However, it turns out it was actually really poopy water.
Yeah, it was shit. The only thing I could think of is why? Why? What is causing this? What bad karma did I bring? What could be doing this to us? And why?
There are two types of lizard or reptilian.
I sensed that there was some other problem nearby.
Everywhere. Kitchen sink had to be replaced. That bathroom was a mess. The room right.
There's a greater problem that lies in that room, isn't there?
Yeah, this. I guess we'll walk over there. Also, hi there. I haven't said anything to you since you just holding the camera.
Don't look at them.
Okay.
Are you a professional or not?
No, I'm just a homeowner. This was the air mattress that my friend was on.
Someone got shot. I'm right here.
Yeah, the ceiling had a big ring on it, and felt around it. I felt around it, and the yellow part was dry, but it's still like a white bulging center. And he put his finger right through it, and yeah, he got shat on pretty badly.
He's dead now, isn't he?
No, he's alive. Obviously, we saw a video of him.
Making sure he was alive.
Now is not the time to text.
Okay, that still wasn't the move. Well, it was all the toilet's fault. This room got messy. That's why he got shat on. Was the toilet?
Was it the toilet, or was it the people on the toilet?
I mean, Patrick could have taken like a mammoth shit, I guess, and broken pipe.
Who's Patrick? There's only one
God,
possible way to get to the bottom of this. Do you have any candles?
I got like the battery powered kind. I have a little battery powered lantern.
You don't like real candles. What happens when those batteries run out?
Real candles are kind of expensive, and we spent a lot of money on them.
Batteries are kind of expensive, you know? And they have dangerous chemicals inside it. Then they cause problems for the environment.
Yeah, but we didn't
Real
want
candles
these were
are
gifts.
sustainable. You know, the world's largest candle, you know how long they would burn for?
Probably a long time.
Years.
Oh.
But we didn't buy.
You think that's going to run out?
They were
Name me a battery that lasts 40 years.
Duracell?
Let's call it a candle. Okay, a battery candle.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
You want the lantern?
Okay.
There's something behind it. So, this is in May.
The wall.
No longer cold. So, frozen pipes has been eliminated off of the list of causes.
Yeah, Sunday we couldn't get anybody out, so Monday a plumber came in, had another big hole in the ceiling, and said that one of the pipes was dripping. That sometimes this happens. Maybe some of the sealant around where the two pipes connect wore off. He said he had to take the toilet off, cut out a section of pipe, and replace it. But just like the first company that came out to fix the ceiling, the first attempt to fix the pipe under the toilet wasn't successful. The very next day, I have to call the plumber again because the pipe has a little drop of water and it drips. And another drop of water and it drips. And I cannot stand the sight, the sound, the thought of another drop. But there it was, and I could not believe it. So I called them and I told them the pipe was still leaking. So they came out, they cut out the part of the pipe that they had replaced, and they replaced it again with a different kind of pipe. I'm not sure the different terminology, but for some reason this was a more secure fix. Why did they do that the first time? I don't know. Are we going to play a board game?
Of a sort. You've heard the Ouija.
You mean Ouija?
No, I think it's Ouija.
I think it's Ouija.
No, not Ouija.
Oh,
What is this,
it's-
Mario?
It's
You
is.
stupid fool. It's Ouija.
okay. It's
No, ancient Roman. This
Ouija. Okay.
is how we commune with those who lie beyond. The only way.
Oh, that's a legit board. Damn. Where'd you get that?
So,
am I done having house problems?
stop.
Oh, okay.
Hand
Jesus.
off the Ouija. Okay? Ask
Okay,
stupid
jeez.
questions or you'll get deadly answers.
Okay.
So by this time, our friends are gone, it's over, and the house is just Molly and me and the pets. We called our friends who had built my office for me, done the repairs, and they were supposed to come and do the drywalling, not only for the living room now, but for the room JP had stayed in. They came out, they tore out the drywall immediately. They said that should have been done the first time. And they put up brand new drywall. And after they're done, the painter's supposed to come out. 9 o'clock in the morning, I open the double doors that lead into the room where JP was staying. And my heart dropped again. The ceiling was sagging.
Oh my god.
There was a dark gray line, several of them. And there was a drip. And a drip. And another
I
one.
really feel bad for
A
Wade.
big wet spot on the carpet. Again. So while the painters worked on the living room, I had the same plumbing company come out. Not the first time, not the second time, not even the third time, but a fourth time. And this time they came out, they cut a hole in the ceiling, the pipe was fine. They walk up the stairs, they look at the toilet whose innards they'd worked on the very first time they came out. And somehow, some way, the bolts, there are 3 bolts in the big tank that sits on the back of the toilet. Those bolts had come loose, and water was dripping from the tank of the toilet onto the floor and seeping into the floorboards, into the wall, and haunting us yet again on the main floor.
Now, think very carefully. T1 is the spirit that's been haunting your house, your home.
What'll it take for you to leave?
Thank
Close your
you.
eyes. Feel the spirit coursing through your veins.
Okay.
You feel it.
Tea?
Where's it going?
Hey?
I think you're moving it, Mark.
Tangents.
See?
Taciturn.
Oh?
Taco?
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 Tacoby? Tacos?
Tacos? You want tacos?
4 tacos? If I knew only wanted tacos, I would
I
have bought
would
some.
give you some tacos.
Just think
If you wanted tacos, I would give you some tacos.
This Christ.
Will you leave without the tacos?
Fast forward all the way to June 8th.
Now, from February 1st to June 8th, our company comes out that built my office, and they start ripping out the drywall. And finally, as they're ripping out the old and putting in the new, the pieces are finally being put back together. And while the inside of our house is being put back together, the outside decided to go on a full-out rebellion. June 18th, the day before our painters are scheduled to arrive, Molly yells for me, runs into the room, and says, "You need to come see this."
Ew. Don't do that.
Preparing myself for yet another disaster in the house, I follow her, but she doesn't go to a ceiling, she doesn't go to a room, she goes to a window. And when I looked out the window, I had seen a sight I have never seen before, nor do I expect to ever really see again. You ever seen a whirlpool form in your street?
I'm sorry, what? Oh. I'm sorry, what?
Attacked from all sides. No escape. Nowhere to run. The very elements themselves are setting themselves against this force. What's to be done? Can any of us help them?
My lips are my most valuable asset. They say what I want.
My
So
tablet's
listen
about
up.
to die.
Worship yourself. The world will follow. There.
Okay.
Because you're forever connected.
I am
by
gonna
love.
do one
Two
more,
touching center
which is the
diamonds,
final one,
representing
so that I can do
connection
at
you
least
share.
part
The
of what
perfect
my
gift
stream is
to
about.
celebrate every kiss. Forever connected. Exclusively at K.
State your name for the record.
Wade Barnes, night of January 31st, all of the damage was done. Don't touch the water. Months pass before anyone comes out to fix anything.
I wake up and there is a huge water stain on the ceiling.
He took a single finger,
And then he just bounced on his bed.
Water is just flowing out, and I am just sitting there taking it.
stay away from the water. The house soiled all over him.
He's dead now.
We all just stood there shocked.
We're not supposed to be here.
The only way the answers you seek is to ask the right question.
What'll it take for you to leave? Tacos? And while the inside of our house is being put back together, the outside decided to go on a full-out rebellion. You ever seen a whirlpool form in your street?
I can't say that I have, Wade. That is weird.
A man, a house, a wife, 2 dogs, 1 cat. What does it mean?
Not that.
Disaster.
It didn't need to be all that
I'm
much.
sorry. Did you say a whirlpool
A whirlpool.
formed in your street?
Yeah.
Not a
We looked
wormhole, a
outside, and I could not
whirlpool.
believe what lay before me. The water.
I'm going to stop you. A whirlpool, as in the thing that forms in the ocean or the sea, was in your street.
Yeah. The water had to have been 3 feet high, at least.
As you can see, this base of the mailbox here comes up 2 or 3 feet on me. The water came all the way up to this bar at one point. The water flooded all the way up to right about this line, just before this line.
That doesn't normally happen, does it?
With this house, nothing is normal. June 19th, the very next day, the painters show up to fix the house. We walk into the living room, they look at the ceiling, and everything looks good. They can paint. So I open the double doors that lead into where JP was covered in shit. And what I saw nearly killed me on the spot. The ceiling was dripping
No, not
and
again.
soaked again. And that drip, 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 It had to be a prank. It had to be someone was messing with me. Someone was fucking with me. This could not be really happening again. The day the painters show up. Rewinding back to May 22nd, it's fixed. June 8th, the drywalling's done. June 19th, they show up to paint, and that day, the leak is back. Because the house doesn't want to be fixed. So we call the plumber. Again, the painters are working in the other room. The plumber comes in complete disbelief that he's at our house for the same toilet and ceiling. Again, he cuts open the ceiling. The pipe is fine. He goes upstairs to the toilet. There's water on the floor beneath the tank. His best explanation was, well, we came in, we took off the toilet twice and had to put it back. One of those times, the nuts and the bolts in the bottom of the toilet tank must have come loose. You ever seen that happen before? Like this? No. But it happens. He replaces the bolts. He stays for 2 hours to dry out the ceiling, dry out the pipe, to dry the floor, to make sure that there's not a single leak. He came to me for payment, yada yada, and said, all right, I'm 100% confident that the leak is fixed. The pipe is secure. The bolts are secure.
He's so creepy.
Everything is as fixed as it can be. But in your house, I'm maybe 99% sure it's fixed.
Okay.
So a month goes by, no more drips, no more water stains, but our hopes were to be dashed yet again when the house decided that it was bored and wanted to strike again.
Oh my god. At least tell me it wasn't any more water. If it was more water, I'm gonna probably
Mid-late July. The dates get a little bit muddy here for me because it's kind of recent and it all just honestly blurs together.
With this information help, July 17th was the start of the hottest heat wave to hit Cincinnati.
Yeah, that does. Wednesday night, we noticed that we were sleeping on top of the covers. That maybe our AC wasn't keeping the house as cool as we would have liked because of the heat wave coming in. Thursday comes, and I go to check the thermostat because it feels hotter than it should. And the thermostat says it's 81 degrees in the house. That's weird. It's set to 70. That can't be right. So I turn the AC down more, turn it down to 65. It's 81. In fact, it climbs up to 83, and then it climbs to 84, 85, peaking at 86 degrees. I call an air conditioning repair company, and a guy comes out, and he spends 3 hours working on the AC unit. On the phone, with various different people trying to figure out how our particular AC unit works, I guess. And after all this time, I heard the words I dread the most. I don't know what's wrong. Call somebody else. Get a second opinion. So on Friday, I called somebody else. To the first guy's credit, he gave me some other numbers to try, and one of them panned out. They sent someone out to come check out the AC unit. Even though I gave them that guy's best guesses as to what went wrong, I gave them the make, the model, the year of the AC unit. He shows up with no parts with which to fix the unit. What time can they squeeze me in? 4:35. Gets there at 5. Figures out what's wrong. The only place that sells parts for your AC unit, well, they closed at 5.
Oh my god.
Guess you'll have to wait till Monday. During the hottest heat wave to hit Cincinnati all year.
I'll be fucking livid if that happened to me.
Humidity outside. Inside, it was no longer cold. The house was cooking us alive.
What happened?
You have a demon.
I'm gonna say that now. I've been in my fair share of very, very hot places. I lived in New York for quite some time. Well, not lived. I visit them. I visit my family in New York for quite some time. And one of the most humid, hot days was it when it was like in summertime, 95 with like, I think it was like 40, 50% humidity. And like everyone was so goddamn hot. We wanted to go to the pool because my grandparents had a pool in the backyard, but it wasn't cleaned enough. Like it had like leaves and algae all over the place. So my grandfather would have to like actually go inside and clean it up, but that wasn't gonna happen. But anyway, that's just my story with humidity. But like 100 degrees with 100% humidity, oh my lord, I would probably be dead.
Living
And now I see, oh my
house.
god.
Can you get it out?
Not my job. I'm only here to tell the story. The why, the how. Those are mine. How to get rid of it.
Like an exorcism? Like a priest or something?
Maybe. If you believe in that sort of thing.
I didn't believe in demons until you just said that you had one.
Demon is just a word. You describe an idea. The idea is the truth behind it, and that's what you have in your house.
Okay.
You're confused.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
It's because you're stupid.
Okay, no need to call us stupid.
So Monday morning comes around. We're expecting Molly's parents to show up Tuesday. We need to get the AC working. Nobody shows up. 10:30 in the morning, I call them, desperate to get the AC back online.
Not gonna happen.
And I'm told, well, I didn't know they were supposed to come back out. The earliest we can get somebody out there is tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Tuesday. Wednesday night, no AC unit.
Oh my god.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 6 days in the hottest period in Cincinnati. Our pets are laying around, panting, miserable, can't move. Molly and I carrying fans with us, standing fans, turning them on maximum so we can try to work, try to function, because we got nowhere to go. Tuesday morning rolls around, and the guy comes to fix the AC unit. He has the parts. He replaces 2 or 3 parts in the AC unit, but he opens it up a little bit more than he had before. And he tells me, you need to replace the entire unit.
The entire unit?
Now, it might work for a day, might work for a week, hell, it might work for a year. But your AC unit is not safe.
So you were just told that your AC unit was a ticking time bomb. How did that make you feel?
Awful. Like everything else in this house has made me feel, it can't just be a simple fix. We've been in the hottest period of the summer, no air conditioning, and now we're told, yeah, you might have company coming in, but it's going to take a week or 2 to get the paperwork in order and to get the AC unit ordered and get it out here. That AC unit never came. The home warranty company wouldn't approve it because technically the AC unit is currently functioning. Doesn't matter.
How do they know?
It will be tomorrow. Doesn't matter if the unit's even safely functioning. It's working. Why would we pay to fix it?
I don't know, maybe it's because your fucking client says that it's not working, so we gotta take his word for it?
The Sapphire Preferred card?
Like, he's not doing this, like, to con you guys. Like, he's serious.
My job is to determine how this happened. Who did you hurt? Who did you kill? I'm not here to judge. Who did you kill?
Kill?
I ate
think you
ants
killed
as a kid.
anybody.
I eat meat. Like, I've not killed any people or anything.
No
Sometimes bugs get in the house.
You haven't killed any people.
No.
I hit a raccoon on the way home.
Have you?
No people.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that you didn't.
Which he didn't.
That somehow this was either put here by forces beyond our control, or it was already in the house.
I can believe I was already in the house.
Wednesday, July 24th. Molly's parents are in town, but I still have to work. As I said, every Wednesday, so I'm playing D&D. Molly and her parents are sitting upstairs watching TV, and all of a sudden, bang! Made that noise. I looked around, couldn't find anything. I had no idea it happened. I had my headphones on. I was in a call. Didn't even know what occurred. Thursday. We're sitting around watching TV in the evening. Bang! Another noise. This time I heard it. Nothing upstairs. Nothing downstairs. Unexplained. Until Friday. Friday we went to leave the house. The house said no. It's not going to be that simple. Open the garage door. It didn't. Laying on the ground in front of me, a big metal wire.
That's
the
not
house
good.
had struck again, more and more frequent each time it hits. We're talking the AC unit goes out the very next week. garage door. It no longer leaks. It's evolved. It's like a virus. The house doesn't want us to leave. It doesn't want to be fixed. It just wants suffering. So I call a garage door repair company. Can they come out today? They'll be out tomorrow. But they need to know, what's the spring look like? I don't know much about garage doors, just like I didn't know much about drywall or kitchen faucets or bathroom faucets or whirlpools. But he tells me to go look above the garage door for a spring. I see a spring. I see two. That's weird. He told me there'd only be one. Oh, our spring split in half. July 26th, the garage door repair company shows up. They replaced the spring. They replaced the wires. And I'm waiting for the bad news.
Right.
But the bad news doesn't come. It's fixed. This is the first time this has happened where someone came in and fixed the problem. July 29th, the painters come to paint the drywall in the room that refuses to be repaired. 9:30 in the morning. The painters come in. I open the double doors. I take a deep breath. I close my eyes. I prepare for the worst.
I'm crossing my fingers.
But the ceiling isn't dripping.
No?
The floor isn't wet.
No?
They paint. They leave. They're done. Nothing new has gone wrong. Whatever the curse, the spirit, the poltergeist, the demon, whatever, it's gone. It's finally gone.
I'm going to ask you this. Really think about it. Okay. Did at any point, any plumber, any painter, any repairman actually give you an answer as to what was causing the leak?
Anything.
I never got an answer as to what caused it.
Not one of these people in the year and a half that your house has been going through this ordeal has told you what caused the problem.
Only the garage door. Literally everything else was a complete mystery.
You shut off the water main, and water still leaked.
Yeah, for like 7 hours after that. Yeah,
and no one had an explanation for that.
They thought that water might have been like already in the ceiling at that point, but they couldn't figure out what made it get there. Why did the water come back out of the shower? They had no explanation for that.
You see, these things are the things that your mind justifies. You are comfortable now because you think it's over. I guarantee you, this will never be over until you find the source and you move it out.
Okay.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Super.
I'm not here to tell you how to do anything. I'm not a problem solver. I'm a problem finder. And I think I've found the problem, so my job here is done.
And the problem was?
Thank you for your time.
The problem...
What? I didn't.
I can't afford to pay any more bills.
You may think that's the end of the story. You may think that it's all over now. But what have you learned from this adventure? The evil never dies. The ending is not yet written. July 29th, the final repair is made on Wade's roof. The leak is patched. The drywall painted. Everything is whole again. And just when it seems that the curse of water has been washed away for good, little did we know that the curse has simply been passed on.
Oh,
July
no.
29th, 2019.
Bob,
My house
no.
Normal morning, normal day. Woke up, did my morning routine, breakfast, played on my phone for like 3 hours. Normal stuff, normal day. Finally got around time for me to head up to the office. And right as I was about to reach for the office door, I guess, something struck me. And I was like, I feel like something's out of place. You know, you just get that bad feeling. Reach down, push the handle down. I walked into the office. As soon as I hit the light switch, there it was. On the ceiling, the water spot. Not really big, but, you know, it was there. Everything else in the office was fine. No water anywhere. Nothing was wet. It was weird, honestly. It was like the leak came from nowhere. A leak over an office full of computers is concerning. So I checked it out. I got the ladder. I peeked up into the attic. Nothing was even wet. So I got a repair guy, and a repair guy came in, climbed up, he dug around, and really got in there. He found the spot in the attic above where the water stain was, bone dry. Looked like it had never been wet since the day they built the house. He said it was fine. And I pointed at the water spot, and I said, how are you going to tell me it's fine? And he said, look, buddy, there's no leaks, there's nothing wrong, and he left. To this day, I don't know how the hell there's a water spot on the ceiling of the office. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I've spent nights sitting in here, the lights off, for leaks. I've looked where all the water pipes go. Nothing. I've stared at that stupid stain on the ceiling both during the day and in my dreams for so many hours that I swear to God I have the son of a bitch memorized, and there's no earthly reason why that water stain is on the ceiling of my office. It doesn't make any sense. Unless I can figure this out, unless I can put this to rest, just in here, just mentally, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to live in this house. I don't know if this is gonna work for me. That goddamn stain is ruining my life. I blame Wade.
Why would you blame Wade?
Turn off this house. It kills you emotionally. It kills you mentally. It takes away your sanity, your hope. And it drains you of everything in hopes that the rest will just take care of itself.
If you had the option to pass this curse on to someone else, but you would never be affected by it again, would you take that deal?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for watching this sordid tale of despair and woe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, mayhaps you'd like to commemorate this experience of suffering with this.
Okay. I'm gonna stop that right there because I'm getting tired and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I have work tomorrow too, so I want to try to get as much sleep as I possibly can. But thank you guys for joining me on this live stream on YouTube. We may do this more often. Instead of being on Twitch, we may do this on YouTube. I don't know. We'll try it. We'll try puzzling on YouTube tomorrow, and then we'll see from there. But anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep. This has been M to the A to the D.Y. I don't know, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we're gonna do some puzzling and listen to the rest of Go, my favorite sports team. Not much interest in the Go part because I am very, very tired. Okay, peace, guys.